So lately I've been thinking about things I could do to add a performance element to my sound design, and apparently it's pretty straightforward to hook up a Xbox Gamepad as a MIDI controller in Reaper, and I'm gonna show you how. So step one is going to this page here, and I'm leaving the link on the description below and downloading this script called Xbox One. So when you click the download, it takes you to this page, and you can just then copy everything into your notepad and save it as a text file. Then if you're on Windows, you can navigate to this folder. So your C drive, users, your username, app data, roaming, Reaper, data, joystick MIDI, and just paste the script here. So now we go back to Reaper and you can open up your preferences, go to MIDI devices. And here you can add virtual MIDI, add joystick MIDI device. And then you can select your joystick device and the processing script as the Xbox One TXT, and check send as a MIDI, control learn, and close it and hit OK. And this is pretty much it for the setup, and then after you restart Reaper, it should be ready to go. So now I can add a track and set it to MIDI inputs, and as long as I have my Xbox controller plugged in, I can press stuff and see that it's receiving signal. To double check everything, you can go ahead and add the RIA control MIDI script and click to show log, and it should show you exactly the exact MIDI messages that you're sending. So if I press the right trigger, you can see it sends like CC2. If I press the left trigger, it sends CC1, and you can also go back to the script you save and edit out the button and CC mappings there. Okay, so now that I have set up, now I want to show you a bit how I've been using my Xbox Gamepad to create some like sci-fi energy motion type of material using only a feedback loop as a source. So if you go to your project settings on the advanced tab, you can check the allow feedback in routing option, and what it does is makes so if you have two tracks and route them into each other, it will actually produce a feedback loop. So before we go ahead and blow up our ears, let's add a limiter, and I'm just using the real limit here and set the threshold low, set the brick wall ceiling low, just to whatever, so we don't kill ourselves. And then just taking my mic off. So now if you set one track to record, we have feedback, which is not very exciting by itself, but it provides us like a great like noisy canvas with a lot of character to like further process it. So now what we can do is, instead of using the volume of the track, the track fader, can set a gain plugin here and use the Xbox controller to control the gain. So I'm just using the kilohertz free one, setting it to percentage, and then moving it so it's the last parameter I touch, then parameter, and going into parameter modulation MIDI link. And then can link from MIDI and then set the CC I want. So when I hook it to the right trigger, which is gonna be breath, CC2. So okay, now if I set this track to receive MIDI, I can control the feedback level with my right trigger. Just gonna make sure I also put the limit after the gain. And then you can also, play with the scale here. If you wanna like reverse it also, so you release it and it does feedback. Reaper gives you a lot of like cool options to tweak. So now we can just keep adding a bunch of plugins and see where it goes. So like, I don't know, gonna add kilohertz ensemble and map the detune to one of the joystick axes. So if again, go and move it, go to parameter and parameter modulation link, and link it to CC17, which is the right axis on the right joystick. So I move the joystick. If you can see it, I move the joystick and the parameter moves, and you can just, you know. So now you get the gist of it, and then you can just go crazy and add the plugins you want. Oh, the other thing is also you wanna probably set the bottom track, the one that's not receiving MIDI, to record the output. So then you can just go ahead and hit record and like record whatever you make there in an easy way. And then once you have this setup, you can just, you know, create a parent track and save it as a track template so you can recall it later. So a few like modifications. I also added a filter here to like serve as a DC offset filter, then added one limiter before, another limiter after, and added some OTT for post processing to keep the levels more consistent. So yeah. So another variation on this idea is using an XY pad instead of the Xbox controller, and quite not sure where I got it from. I think this is on SWS or like on RiaPack or something, but there's like a XY pad that you can use in Reaper, and output CC, and you can just like do the automation the same way you would with a hookup of a controller, and then you can just like perform your sounds this way. But yeah, and I've been finding in my work doing this type of performance sound design can be a really cool way to generate just like a lot of source, because then you can just by tweaking the ranges or by inverting parameters or like adding one more plugin, you can really create some like pretty radical alterations on the sound. It's like it's just like it's also such like a fun playground to play with. Just like I don't know, just like a really fun concept to do sound design with. So yeah, hope this is useful to you, and this is it for this video.